But let's take a look really at what Udhayanidhi brings to the table for the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. Is his elevation something that will work to the DMK strengths or not? We break down those points for you. A quick SWOT analysis of Udhayanidhi. As far as the strengths go, he was a popular actor, enjoys a broad fan base as many DMK leaders do. He's considered to be a mass leader in the sense that when you go to his rallies, you see that he attracts a lot of crowd, particularly youngsters. They do connect with Udhayanidhi, and that's something that works for the DMK. He has political exposure due to the family legacy, not necessarily because of experience of his own, because most of his career so far, he's been into films, not into politics. But that exposure has always been with him, considering, of course, that his grandfather, his father, all have been active politicians. There's the star attraction also of the DMK's social media handles. He is, in fact, prominently featured on social media, extremely active on social media. So again, there's an attempt to create this image that he has a younger voter base, a younger fan base that he brings on board for the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. What about weaknesses? Number one, like I said, is the lack of experience, and that means limited administrative and organizational experience. He's yet to prove himself, really, on whether he's able to steer the party towards a political victory, whether he's able to really handle a massive, gigantic responsibility like Deputy Chief Minister. He's right now living and working under the shadow of his father, of Chief Minister Stalin. So he's yet to prove himself on that front. And then, of course, there's the constant criticism that comes in for the DMK. He's a product of dynastic politics and a polarizing figure of sorts. So those two issues also weigh against the DMK, and you've seen that largely in the comments that have come in also from opposition parties who say that this is clear nepotism. We're not surprised. Polarizing figure also because of the comment that he made on Sanatana Dharma, which didn't do well for the DMK, and especially with their allies hitting out at them. Growing political factions also is a challenge. We've seen it happen with the AIA-DMK. Now, if he's going to take over the mantle, can he control with absolute vigor the way that his father and his grandfather do is the question. As far as threats go, he often finds himself in controversies. Sanatana Dharma controversy is one, of course, that blew up completely across the country, and he's faced so much trouble for it legally and politically. But besides that also, he's known to make very controversial statements on many of his political opponents that go immediately viral. Now, the Karunanidhi family itself may not like his elevation, and that's because they may feel that because of Udhayanidhi being elevated, there are many others in the family who kind of have to hit pause on their political ambitions. And there is also, of course, the issue of the hold of a family in a party that's born out of a social justice movement. What is the messaging you're sending across then when he is again brought up in this manner? What are the opportunities for Udhayanidhi Stalin? Obviously, of course, as far as the key opposition goes, the AIA-DMK, they've become much weaker. So for Udhayanidhi Stalin, with the work that his family has done, they've got the base already. It's just about taking that forward. Also, of course, young age, firm background. You see that very often in Tamil Nadu politics, working in favor of the politician. Let's see if that happens for him. There is also, of course, the family popularity. Like I said, they've got the cadre, they've got the reach, they've got the base. So that groundwork is already done for him. It's just about carrying forward the legacy of his father, of his grandfather. But that by itself is a huge challenge in a state like Tamil Nadu. Immediately, as soon as he's elevated as Deputy Chief Minister for Udhayanidhi Stalin, there's not going to be an immediate challenge that he faces because, like I said, he's still working under the shadow of his father, of Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. So he's still got that protection. It's going to take at least a couple of years for him to actually be tested politically and perhaps administratively as well.